Hi everybody, it's 2 o'clock on a Thursday, and today I am making a inside swing out card. So it looks like this. It says a little birdie told me, and then when you open it up, the bird's flying. See that? Afterwards I thought I probably should have done a different color of bird, but I do like the bluebirds. They look nice. So you can see them flying there. So cute. All right, so stay with me and I'm going to show you how to make it. And I do have instructions as well. All right. So I just have to do a few changes on here, but I give you some detailed instructions here. So I've got pictures here to show you, and as you follow along, they'll make more sense. All right, and then I have them all written out here. So I will post that this afternoon. Alrighty, this got bent. So we're going to work on this inside part right now, the little mechanism, and we'll do that now. So I'm using the stamp set that's called a Little Birdie, and it is by Sunbird Spark, which is a Canadian company, which is pretty exciting to have a Canadian company. And there's a die that goes with and the stamp, so it's pretty cute. Okay, you can get this as a set. You could use it for many things, for sure. All right, so this is the mechanism. All right. Hi, Darlene. You're going to cut your paper 4 1/4 by 1 1/2, and you're going to score it at, where's my score? 3/4, 2 1/4, and 3 3/4. All right. Is there another one here? Yeah, 3. I'll say that again. So it's 3/4, 2 1/4, 3, and 3 3/4. Hi, Elaine. All right. And then I'm going to do 2 scores on the diagonal. I think you can see that. So I'm just going to put the top of my paper at this first score line on the right side, and I'm going to put it on the third score line from the right side. All right, and I'm going to do a diagonal, and then I'm just going to turn it. So now I'm doing 1 2, the second score line from the left, and this one is the first score line on the right, and then I will do a diagonal. So now I have an X. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to fold on fold on all the score lines. Okay, and then I'll fold on these diagonal ones. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Teresa. Like that. Okay, so now it looks like this. So that is this picture right here. And now I'm making this part here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm pushing in the left and the right side. So I'm pushing it in, pushes very easily, and it makes this triangle like that. Okay, so I'll do that again. So this shorter end is up here. I'm just going to take the sides and I'm pushing them in like this, and it makes this triangle. And so I'll give it a good burnish. Okay, alrighty. All right, I've got my card. My card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it is a side fold, so portrait. So I've got my mechanism here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, oh, I've got my stand for my gun. So I'm quite excited. I'm always losing my gun, if you can believe it, on my desk. I'm always, where's my gun? Where's my gun? So Gabriel Hart makes these. They're only $8, and it's a little stand for my gun, and it just sits in it like that. Isn't that great? So now I can just have it here and just pop it in there, and it works. So these are available. These will be available at Scrapbook Cottage. She's going to put a pre-order up so you can order it. But it's a great accessory to have if you have this type of gun. And of course, it fits the red one. You can get red for your red gun. But anyways, so it's just a great little accessory to have. All right, back to my card. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm just putting it up against the right side of that score line, and I'm going to put adhesive on this 3/4 inch section. Okay, so it's going to go here, and then I'm just going to simply close up the card. All right, so now it's attached. Now I'm going to fold that over. Now this piece, maybe I can, this piece, I'm going to fold it under. Does it go right under? So now I'm going to put some adhesive on here. All right. And I think I can just close this side up. I think that's what I did. Just want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Yeah. Oh, but you know what I have to do first? I have to put this on before I do that. So this piece of pattern paper is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to put that on. Almost forgot. Okay, so now I have this. and it's over on the right side. I'm just going to put adhesive here, like so, and then I'm going to take this side of the card and close it up. Okay, so now you have the working mechanism. Okay? All right. Then you are going to cut yourself a piece of paper that's 4 1/4 by 2 1/2, and it's going to sit on here. But this was kind of flimsy, so I got a piece of white cardstock here, and I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put my paper on here, and then it won't be as flimsy. Some cardstock, patterned cardstock, is a little thicker, but this one is a little flimsier. Okay, so now this one is going to go on to this little square right here. So I'm going to put, oops, I might have to put a stronger adhesive on that. Just 1 sec, because it will get a lot of action. So I'm just going to stick a piece of sequin tape on it. A standard card size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's called an A2, and that's a standard card size in Canada. In England, they tend to make, in the UK, they tend to make larger cards, like a 5 by 7, but we make the smaller ones. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on here. All right. And then I'm going to put this. Now, I've already stamped It's Your Birthday, so we're good to go. So this one I'm just going to put here. And then this is opening and closing. You can see under here. Okay. All right. I've got some acetate here. I'm just going to cut some strips, about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut 2 of them. Okay, and I'm going to put these, see this little triangle here? Oh, just a sec. There's that little triangle. I'm just going to stick this right here, like so. Okay, I might even miter the corner a bit here. And I'm just going to put that there, and then this will be sticking out like that. Okay, I'm going to use a stronger tape. And I'll put it on to the end of my acetate. And I'll just stick that right in here, like so. So now when I close it, it's going to pop up. See that? So I'm going to do that on the other side. I probably should have done it before I put this on, so you can see it better. Okay, so now you can see that. So now I'm going to put this one on, and I'll just miter the corner on this one a bit too. So it just goes on there like that. Okay? So I'll just add a little piece of tape. And then I'll put it on the end. And we'll just stick that on there. Okay, so now I have 2 of my little pop-ups. Okay, so I'll just put my little paper back on. So you should probably put this on after you do your acetate. Okay, so now you can see that. They move. Okay. So now on the card, I made 2 branches. So I'm going to put my branches on here. So I'm going to cut just a little bit off of them. Okay. And I'm going to put some adhesive on them. I might cut a little bit more. Alrighty. So I'll put that one there. And this one here. It's so cute. I love making this type of card. Love it, love it. All right, now we have the nest. So I kind of put the nest over a bit so you can cover up the white. So we'll just hang that on. There we go. And there's little eggs for my nest. Okay, I'm liking my little stand here. I'm just going to cut some of this off. I'm liking it. You can see that I'm using it. Perfect. Because if I lay my glue down, my glue gun or my tape gun down, then I'll put something on top of it and then I lose it. Yeah, I love it. Love it. All right. Now I have a bird to go here. Now I'm not adding any dimension on here on the inside. And I have a little but I have to admit I do like making scenes with these little guys. I think it's fun. Okay, there we go. How cute is that? And then we have this little leaf. And I'll put that right there. Okay, now on these little acetate pieces, I'm going to put some birds. Okay. So there's 3 little birds here. And I think what did I do? I cut this one off. And I just put 2 of them on here. like so. Okay, so we'll add some tape. So I'm just going to put tape on the end of my acetate piece. And I'll put my little bird on there. So now when you close it up, it's not showing at the top and it's not on the sides. Okay? And then I have this little guy, and I'm just going to put him in the middle. He's not going to be flying on the acetate. And then down at the bottom, I'm going to put this bigger bird. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. I really do enjoy it, making these cards. So now I'll put my little piece of tape there. So now you can see how cute is that? I love it. All right, now we can do the front of our card. So this one is 3 3/4 by 5. And this one would be 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And I've already stamped a little birdie, told me on here. There we go. All right, now we can make our little scene. So I have my little branch. There's the branch. And we have, now for the birdhouse, I cut the pole off because I wanted them in the tree. Oops. So I'm just going to put that right there. And people always ask if, oh, I don't have enough kids to send these to. I send these to adults. I don't send them to kids. I send them to adults. Oh, I know what I wanted to do with that. I want to cut that a little bit. I'm just going to cut around this because I have a little bird here that I want to slide in there. So he's kind of peeking out. Again, why I love my tape gun, because I can take things off. It takes a while, a little bit, for it to be permanent. There we go. See how he's just kind of sticking out there? So cute. All right. And then I have I think I'll put these two right here flying. Cut them in half. Put all my little things on here. Okay, and we have a bigger bird here. And I have some bird seed for him. There we go. And then I'm going to pop dot these guys, these flying birds here. There we go. How cute. And I've got one leaf here. Whoops. Put that there. And we're done. So there we go. A little birdie told me, and watch them fly. How cute is that? It's your birthday. Yeah, and then I would just do my personal message here. I think it's cute. Now, I've made this before, and I've put like butterflies coming out here. You can do it and have flowers. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you could use to create the swing out, but I have done it with butterflies. All right, so I'll fix up the handout and put the pictures and everything on it, and I will put a link to where you can download and print it out. All right, and I'll put it in the PDF group. So there we go. How cute is that? All right, so I'll put a link to the stamp and die. It's called A Little Birdie, Sunbird Spark, and it's a Canadian company, so it's nice to support Canadian companies. Next week I'm going to be doing a card. I've seen lots of cards using, it's a tri-fold, and they're using these arch dies. So I'm going to be using this set of arch dies. And then, Kathy showed this yesterday, I was really taken with all these words. Love you, thinking of you, celebrate, happy holidays, thanks, wishes, birthday. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to try my splotch card, because you just need a little sentiment on here. And then another thing I'm going to do is a Father's Day card. And there's a motorcycle and whatnot, so a guy card. All right, just one sec. I'm going to show you something. All right. right, Linda and Paulette are working on the men cards. I haven't shown you them yet, but I will show you next week when the kit's completed. But I do want to show you another thing I'm working on. So I think this is really cute. So I have a package with 6 cards, 6 envelopes, and it's in a little camera. Sometimes you just need a little gift, a little hostess gift, a teacher gift, whatever. It's just nice to have on hand. And who doesn't like to get cards? All right, so I'm going to open it up, and in the kit, we're going to make these next. You get the ribbon, you get the bag, and everything to make this. All right, so in this little camera are camera cards. Okay, so it says smile, it's your birthday. So this just makes a really nice gift for somebody, or even for yourself. Who knows? And then I did put a sentiment on the inside. Have a picture perfect day. Happy birthday. So they all pop up like this. And then when you open them up, I put a sentiment in there. So this one says, smile, it's your birthday. This one says, today you call the shots. This one says, say cheese. This one says, say cheese. Say cheese. And smile big, it's your day. So there's 6 cards in them. And 6 envelopes. So it makes a nice little gift. Or if you want, you can just keep it for yourself. They fit in here. Like that. And then you can put it in the bag and have a gift go. There we go. And then just tie the little ribbon around it. And you'll be good to go. Isn't that cute? I don't know. Sometimes I just need a little gift. If I'm going for lunch with somebody, it'd be nice to take a little something for them. Or over to their house or whatever. Somebody's sick, can do that. Okay? So I think it's really cute. So this will be the next kit that we're working on. And I will, I'll get Kathy to put it up for pre-order. I'll do a little video with it, and I'll also do a video with the men's cards so you can see those. But I thought this was really cute. All right, I'm going to do the heart in a flower or a print that matches that. All right, so there we go. So cute. All right. Thanks for joining me, and have a great weekend, everybody. And I will see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.